Just another brother with another humble question. Just another brother with another humble question.
Welcome to another episode of A Brother with Questions. I am your host, B. Period. Man, I appreciate you for joining me. It's been a while, man. I took a little break during the month of July, and then the month of August came, and then the news was coming at me. I didn't even know what to think. So I done got some thoughts together here, and we're gonna get back in this thing rolling, man. I am B. Period. This is A Brother with Questions. Before I get going, man, like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get it going. Let's get it popping, man. So I ran across this clip by Malcolm X. You can see this is an old clip, obviously. But let's take a listen to this clip.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. There's the clip, man. There is the clip, man. There is the clip. The good brother Malcolm X, man. He said it best, man. Only in the black community are the leaders considered celebrities. Only in the black community. And so, you know, this is the day of Kamala Harris. Everybody knows what's happening, right? Kamala Harris is, Vice President Kamala Harris is running for president now that Joe Biden has stepped down. And now in this particular episode anyway, I'm going to highlight two comedians. Or, what's the word? Or berating, or degrading, or scolding some black people, because it ain't all, because they have a difference of opinion. So let's just listen real quick. This is Ricky Smiley. Let's listen to real quick to what Ricky Smiley has to say.
I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like, that's
So, just real quick. So you're telling me that if you have a black friend who is not on the Kamala Harris train, you need to stop talking to them? You need to block them on Facebook simply because they disagree that Kamala Harris is a great choice for president? Are you kidding me right now? I'm going to keep going. Let's keep going.
It's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can everybody we be united on anything?
Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
That to me is a joke. Where's the same energy for Donald Trump? You mean the same energy that you putting out there, Ricky? The same energy that most black commentators, celebrities, news people, that same energy where y'all putting up and spreading the word about how black people don't need to be voting for Donald Trump. That's where it is. Rick, you doing the voice. You are the voice of that, Ricky. So what? That there's a minority few voices, a small set of minority voices that are advocating on behalf of Trump and not Kamala Harris. That's the problem. The only thing that seeing black people on the scene to get behind consistently is the white people's favorite black politician. That's the only thing that we can consistently berate each other for getting behind. We don't do it in business. We don't do it in friendships. But as soon as a white politician, or white people, I should say, prop up a black politician and tell us that we need to vote for them, then you get all the black people out talking about, we need to go support them. Why? Because white people validated them for y'all. So now we need to go. Is that what it is? That's what it is. I know what it is, Rick. I got it.
Even doing, y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community, or things that black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her.
Yes.
We need to stand with her. She's great.
Absolutely.
She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in the time.
So, you know, the thing I found funny about that is all these great and wonderful things that she's done in the black community, and he couldn't think of one. He could say that she's done great and wonderful, beautiful things for the black community. He couldn't mention one specific thing in ranting about how all black people need to vote for her, but he couldn't name one. Isn't that interesting? That's just interesting to me. All these beautiful, wonderful things that she's done. Just give me one. Just one. One. What does Ray J say? One wish.
Where a black woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Message. Be on the right side of history. Side of history.
That's so, it's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the Vice President of the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick two United States.
It's interesting that he says he'll berate black people for talking about the former vice president, well, not former vice president, but the Vice President Kamala Harris. But yet him and tons of other people go on talk about former President Trump like a dog. So what is it? Are we not allowed to criticize the politicians that are in office, or are we allowed to criticize the politicians in office? Or are we not supposed to, or are we supposed to criticize the black politicians? I'm sorry, criticize the white politicians, but we're not allowed to criticize the black politicians. Is that what it is? Because I don't hear anybody complaining about criticizing former President Donald Trump. I don't see anybody complaining about that. But here we are complaining because some people have legitimate concerns, legitimate to them, just like your Donald Trump concerns are legitimate to you, about Vice President Kamala Harris. Do we live in a free country, or is this a country where when a black politician gets the nod, we're just supposed to fall in line and not ask questions? Now he goes on, because I'm going to stop listening because I got one more clip I want to check out. But he goes on to then mention the fact that she's an AKA. And so, you know, that's important. The fact that possibly if she won, Ketanji Brown Jackson might be the one who does the swearing ceremony. And Ketanji Brown Jackson apparently is a Delta, because, you know, that's important. Like, what does any of this have to do with running the country? Which is so interesting to me, too, because it's not too long ago. What was it, 2020? When Kamala Harris was running for the Democratic nominee, and she literally dropped out of the race even before the first votes happened because nobody was interested in supporting her. Here we are. She goes through a vice presidential season, if you will, as vice president under Joe Biden. She's one of the least liked vice presidents in the history of the country. And then Joe Biden drops out, and all of a sudden she's the star child. The same person in 2020 that nobody wanted to support. Now that Joe Biden's out of office, it's like, oh, we got to support her. You ain't want her then. You ain't want her in 2020. What's changed? Quite frankly, it's gotten worse. Because she obviously has to take a hold and be held accountable for all the things that Joe Biden did. And so depending on how you feel about the things that Joe Biden did, you either love her or hate her. The problem I'm seeing in this whole conversation with Ricky Smiley is it ain't even about what she did. It's about the fact that she black. It's about the fact that she might make history. And why not be there to give her history or give her our history? Because I talk to black people. I don't know too many people who are excited about President Barack Obama's presidency other than the fact that he was black. But they're not touting what he did. They're touting the fact that he was black. So how many times are y'all going to fall for the okie doke? Y'all gonna put another black person in just so y'all can say we had another black person in the office? But then they're gonna walk away from the office and then you're gonna be like, man, he ain't really do nothing. No, let me never say that. He ain't do nothing that has an impact 10 years from now. That's what you're doing. I got one more, to use Malcolm X's word, clown. And I like this guy. I do. I like Pierre. I was a fan of Pierre. Technically, I still am a fan of Pierre. But, again, what is this? What is this?
She's surprised at some of the cons, especially when it comes from black people. A lot of people always say, why vote for her? Why I got to vote for her? Why I vote for her? I got to vote for her because she's black. Not only that, because she's really qualified, but let's just say, yeah, because she's black. Because she's black, brother and sister. Yeah. You don't think that other side, the Trump side, when they saw Kamala pop up, say, hey, I'm voting for him because he's white. And he's like, well, like me, I'm going to vote for him. Why do we as black folks always feel the need to be the perfect Negro? I got to do the right thing. I got to do it properly. What?
So here we go again. So now, because there are maybe, possibly, I'm sure they are, white people who are saying to themselves that they won't vote for her because she's black, but so I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he's white. Black people should be all voting for Kamala Harris and to spite those people. It's 2024, man. Does America have people in this country that still hold on to some of their racist beliefs? Yes, they do. Are there still prejudices that exist against black people from certain people in this country? Yes, there are. But that is no reason to simply put somebody in office because of their color. The black people who are simply voting for Kamala because she's black, y'all need to rethink that. White people who are simply voting for Donald Trump because he's white, they need to rethink that too. It don't make it right. It's still wrong. So at what point are we going to rise above the low-hanging fruit of this country and do what's right by the country? Because the longer we hang on to the low-hanging fruit, because we're not talking about 150 million people who are out here voting for Donald Trump because he's white. That's not 150 million people. For those that don't know, that's about 50% of the country. It's probably less than 1% of the country who's going to decide to vote simply because of skin color. And I'm talking about white people. Because unfortunately, there's a good 70, 80% of the black people who decide to vote who are going to be voting on skin color. That'll be the first qualification. Right, wrong, or indifferent is the truth. But I can guarantee you 70 to 80% of the white people who are going to decide to vote will not be voting on skin color. So when you, Pierre, criticize white people for doing so, you're not criticizing the majority of them, you're criticizing the minority. But when we look at the 80, the 90, whatever, when we look at the 100% of the black people who go vote, I can guarantee you 80 to 90% of them that decided to vote started with skin color. So who is really the one out here focused on skin color? Is it the white people or is it the black people? Because let's be honest, there's going to be millions of white people that vote for Kamala Harris. Because at the end of the day, they're a Democrat. They're going to vote Democrat. So if 150 million people vote, a good 70 million of them are going to, 70 million of them are going to be more than white, obviously. More than that, probably. And Kamala Harris is going to get 50 to 60 million of those votes. So it ain't all white people. So can we drop this? Black people are the one that's focused on skin color. It's clear by your whole conversation. Skin color is what matters and is important in this situation for you.
Why don't we get down and dirty sometimes? I mean, I'm just going to hit black or she black. That's right. I'm going to say that. Why not? Why do we not? Man, my vote. Some people say my vote don't count. Well, if it don't count, then just vote for her anyway. If it don't count, just vote for her. I mean, if it don't count, these will count. Just vote for her. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then some people say, well, what has she done for us? Well, let me ask you a question. What did he do before he got in office 8 years ago? What did he do for us? For you to think he's going to be like this time? You know, the first time he went, what had he done for us? Oh, I know. He wrote a letter. He made a big ad in the New York Times for the Central Park Five, telling them they should get the death penalty. And when he found out it wasn't them, he was like, I ain't pulling back on that. Okay, that. You get on her, maybe because she's not dark-skinned enough. She ain't really black. We are something else to each other. We are something else. She's done more just being who she is than that white man has for black people. She's an AKA. I could imagine if she would have went to some white sorority, y'all have been having a fit. Well, she ain't even down with the black girl in the black sorority. Well, she did that. Then it becomes, well, she married a white man. Okay, I guess love should be blind. You know, you just should have to only marry your own. In fact, that kind of showed me that she's rolling with all kind of people.
So once again, and again, we're not going to do this whole video, but once again, we haven't got any reasons other than skin color to vote for Kamala. You know, in this country, man, skin color has played a huge part in everything that we do in this country. Starting from some of the foundations, right? The darker people, the ones that were the slaves. And then once we were freed from being slaves, then there were other policies put in place that still held us down economically, financially. And then a lot of those policies have been moved, lifted, not acknowledged, not pressed, if you will. And here we are in 2024. You know, unfortunately, the numbers are always going to be against us. And what I mean by that is, clearly I've listened to two black men talk about voting for Kamala Harris because she's black. And so when we're talking about black people, our numbers are always going to be low. Okay? Number one, we're not having kids at the rate that we used to. When you talk about, some of the immigrant populations that come over here, generally speaking, they have more kids than we have in their family. Even white people, right? White people are on the decline. Why? Because there are more immigrants coming over. Those immigrant families tend to be larger than the typical white American family, black American family. So therefore, the numbers are dwindling in our behalf. Cool. I don't have personally, it is what it is. I'm not here to tell you that's right or wrong. It's just a fact. And so when I think about this country, when I think about race in this country, the one thing I always keep in mind, where in the world do people go for opportunity? No matter how you slice it, one of the top probably 3, 4, 5 places in the world to go for opportunity, the U.S. is still in that mix. And so if immigrants, people who are not white, are still chasing this place for opportunity, getting here and having opportunities to do way better than where they were before they got here, that means that as much as race still can play a part in your life, it's not the determining factor to success. And so the one conversation I just want us to stop having, and especially in this presidential race, because this ain't about race. This is about who's going to just be better overall for you. Some people are going to choose Kamala Harris. Some people are going to choose Donald Trump. Yes, those are the main 2 categories. But there's other people on the list. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be on the list. There's going to be a myriad of Green Party and other candidates will be on the list. So if you don't want to choose the top 2 candidates, by all means, don't. But don't sit here and lecture me that I have to choose a particular candidate because of my color. I'm so above just being a color. I'm so above just being black because economic opportunity doesn't come to me because I'm black. Economic opportunity comes to me because of the opportunities that are being offered. And sometimes that might come through a black channel. Sometimes that might come through a white channel. Sometimes that might come through a different channel. But opportunity is opportunity. And wherever you think your opportunity is going to be best, whichever person you think is going to expand those opportunities, that's who you should be voting for. Because I know a whole lot of black folk that voted for Barack Obama and was a little disappointed when they got finished. So what that tells me, especially when you consider this candidate and Vice President Kamala Harris, who was plucked from nowhere and then propped up as the greatest thing ever, even though just 6 months ago, they were trying to replace her on the ticket. 6 months later, she's the best thing for the country. But now you want to tell me, because white people have decided she's the best way they can win, now we all supposed to rally behind her, although those same white people are ready to replace her. So who's falling for the okie doke? You or me, because I'm checking out my option and I ain't chosen one yet? But miss me with you because you hold a status in entertainment. And this is not even about Ricky Smiley or Pierre, because they ain't the only ones. It's all of them. If they on the radio and they black, 98% of them are saying the exact same thing that Ricky, Smiley, and Pierre are saying. So I'm talking to all of them. Miss me when you tell me I should be voting for Kamala Harris because my skin is dark. No. I'll vote for Kamala Harris when she tells me who she is, when she tells me what she believes, when she tells me what policies she's going to be advocating for to make my life better. When she has that conversation, when she puts something on her website about what she believes, instead of putting platitudes, call me back and we can talk. But until then, miss me with the vote for me because I'm black. No. Matter of fact, since you said it, you make me want to not vote for you because that sounds like the trickery. You good because you know I'm black, dog. 9 times out of 10, when somebody tell you they good because you black, they finna get you. So I'm going to let y'all get got. And I'm going to find out what I really want to do. I'm B period, and I'm out.